Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do my top 10 reveals of the movies of 2018. Last year I did the same thing. I did the movie reveals of 2017 where I guessed all the movies that were coming out in 2017 and guessed what ranking they would all come in the worldwide box office. I don't guess how much they'll make because that would be even more crazier to try to predict, but the ranking system is a little bit more fun and easier. So these are the top 10 that I thought would make the top 10 box office of 2018. So here we go. Let's start off with what actually did make the top 10 in 2018. I think some of the movies are starting to wind down a bit, so hopefully this will be the final list when all is said and done. Because from what I see, a lot of these movies are starting to slow down in the box office. Deadpool 2 is starting to make a little bit more money again because it just got released in China, the PG-13 version, and that was the way China got to see it, but I don't think it will go much more up. Either way, if you want to see the box office results, just go to boxofficemojo.com. They have all that information there. And let's start off with number 10. They had Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Deadpool 2 made it to number 9. Mission Impossible Fallout made it to number 8. Bohemian Rhapsody made it to number 7. Venom made it to number 6. Number 5, Aquaman. Number 4, Incredibles 2. Number 3, Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom. Number 2, Black Panther. And finally, number 1, Avengers: Infinity War. So, what are the 10 movies that I predicted would make the top 10? How close was I? Let's start off with number 10. I have Mission Impossible Fallout. So, Mission Impossible Fallout, I was obviously kind of wrong there. It came into 8th place in the worldwide box office. I got at number 10, not too far off, so I think I did pretty good there. Moving on to number 9, I had Mary Poppins Returns. Clearly, I overestimated this movie. It did pretty well, actually, because it made it to number 30, so it didn't make it to the top 10, but the top 30, I think it was around 600 million. Or so, 500 million maybe. So it didn't make it to the top 10, but it's still doing pretty well. It made its budget back. I mean, it did better than maybe not as good as people was expecting it to be, because a lot of people like myself were expecting it to hit a lot of audiences, including the older audience. Like my grandmother. I took my grandmother to go see Mary Poppins Returns, me and my family. And my grandmother loved it, like I knew she would, because that's the kind of movies she really likes. She likes movies like the original Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music, stuff like that. And you can ask her. She said one of her favorite movies now was Mary Poppins Returns. Moving on to number 8, I predicted X-Men Dark Phoenix, which I was completely wrong because X-Men Dark Phoenix decided to push back to 2019. And I didn't even put it on my list for my predictions of 2019 because I have a feeling this movie is going to bomb even more so now than ever, because I'm hearing word has it from some people like John Campea. He heard from some of his sources that it's not looking so great for Dark Phoenix. So let's put it that way. If you don't believe me, go check out John Campea's videos. I trust him when it comes to his sources, so they're not always right, but no one's sources are always right 100%. That's why they say take it with a grain of salt. X-Men Dark Phoenix might surprise us, who knows, and maybe it will do really well. Moving on to number 7, I had Ralph Breaks the Internet. Ralph, just like Mary Poppins, didn't make it, but it got closer than Mary Poppins. Ralph Breaks the Internet is actually number 18 in the worldwide box office. So I thought it would do a lot better, but clearly I was wrong. I guess a lot of people didn't like the first Wreck-It Ralph. I'm pretty sure a lot of people liked it, but let's face it. Ralph Breaks the Internet wasn't as good as the first one, so maybe a lot of people caught wind of that and decided to wait for Blu-ray or something, you know? And there were a couple of other animated films that came out this year that I think a lot of people enjoyed a lot more. So, moving on to number 6, I have Aquaman. Aquaman came at number 5 in the worldwide box office, so I was really close on that one. I'm glad it did really well, and they already announced that a sequel is in the works. I hope they improve on the things that didn't work for the movie, because I always think they do listen once in a while, because they do want to make more money, and the only way to make more money is if you improve on what the mistakes you made in the first movie. I thought the first movie was fun. It seems like the audience did too, or else it wouldn't make as much money as it did. It hit $1 billion. From what I just heard, it passed The Dark Knight Rises as the number 1 DC Comics movie of all time. So that is really cool news, in my opinion. Not the best superhero movie of all time, but from DC, it is the one that made the most money. Now, that doesn't mean it's better than The Dark Knight. Don't misquote me on that. I love the Dark Knight trilogy. Aquaman doesn't even come close to it, but it is a fun movie, and I can see why a lot of people might take the family to go and see it. Definitely, this is more of a family-friendly movie that I think all ages can enjoy in different ways. So if you didn't, that's cool, but if you did, bonus points for you. Your movie is doing really well. Moving on to number 5, I have Solo, a Star Wars story. And wow, was I wrong? Solo only made it to number 23 in the worldwide box office. I went back to rewatch the video that I made, my prediction video for this, and I was guaranteeing that Solo Star Wars story was going to make it in the top 10. And boy, was I wrong, because it did not even come close. Moving on, because this is depressing, to number 4, Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 actually came in 9th place. I overestimated Deadpool 2's popularity. People were excited about it, but I guess people heard it wasn't as good as the first one. Even though people that still saw it said it was a really fun movie. I mean, they're making another, they have a third version of this movie now out in theaters still, just for China really to go and check out. It could boost up a little bit more, but I doubt it's going to pass Mission Impossible. I doubt it will make as much more to get itself up there. So I'm pretty sure it's going to stay at 9th place. But still, my prediction, 4th place. I'm kind of sad it didn't go higher, but oh well. Moving on to 3rd, I have Black Panther. Black Panther actually came in 2nd place in the worldwide box office. I was really close on that one too. I'm kind of sad that it didn't make it, but I get it. Hey, and it's an Academy Award winner now. Who knows? Maybe if Disney re-releases it for like a week or two, maybe people will go and check it out in theaters again. Who knows? Moving on to number 2, I have Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2 actually made it to 4th place, so I overestimated this one. I really did think Incredibles 2 was going to break records, and it actually did. It's Pixar's highest breaking movie. It passed Toy Story 3 as the highest grossing animated film. I think it is the highest grossing animated film right now. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But Incredibles 2 did really well this year, and hey, number 4 is better than nothing. I kind of wished it would have made it to number 2. That way my prediction could have been exactly right. Unfortunately, I only got one prediction exactly right this year, and it was an obvious one. Avengers Infinity War. What people weren't expecting, though, was that for that movie to crack $2 billion. That's right. Out of all the movies on this list, Avengers Infinity War is the only one that actually made $2 billion in the worldwide box office. It's actually part of three other movies that made $2 billion. It follows Avatar, Titanic, Star Wars The Force Awakens, And there you go. And then you got Avengers Infinity War in fourth place. So that's crazy that it's part of the $2 billion club. Not many movies, as you can see, are up there with it. But this was a guaranteed hit, and I had to at least get that one. I kind of wish I had two exactly right, like I did last year. But hey, that's the fun of this, to see what I'm going to get right, what I'm going to get wrong. I'm happy I got what I got. So, look, I got 6 movies in total right. That's pretty good. I got one exactly right. I got one exactly right. And, yeah, look. Predictions are predictions. If you want to go check out my predictions for 2019, I know I posted it up earlier this year, or maybe before last year, I can't remember, but just put in David Jordao 2019 predictions and it should come up. With that being said, guys, I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Put down your own predictions for 2019, or go to the other video and, well, you can do it here too. It doesn't matter to me. Laugh at my list. It's always fun going back to see what you said in the past and then seeing how wrong or right you are. But yeah, this one was more or less, I'm happy. 6 right, better than nothing. Well, 6 in the top 10, 1 exactly. So with that being said, until next time, everybody, until next time, take care.